Hi, Eric here from 5minuteinvesting.com. And today I want to talk about charts and which time frame you want to use when you're looking at data. So, why is this important? Because there's a lot of noise in the market. And depending on which chart you're looking at, you might be encountering a lot of noise and a lot of unnecessary headache because the price might just go up and down and up and down and up and down, and you'll be overwhelmed by the amount of data. So, before I tell you which chart I recommend, let's start with what are the possible charts. Now, there's monthly, which means each candle, a candlestick, or a bar, or a line is 1 month. Now, this is usually the highest you can go. I haven't seen another chart that can do an annual chart, and which is really rare. So monthly. Then you have weekly, which means one candle, one line is a week. Daily, and I'm just going to do this quickly here. Every 4 hours, every 1 hour, every 15 minute, 1 minute. There's a 5-minute chart, but just ignore it. And tick chart. So it goes all the way down to a tick chart. That means every tick, basically a transaction that goes through in a market, the chart will move. The price will move based on each tick. Now, when you're looking at noise, the amount of noise increases significantly as you go from monthly to tick. Now, why is that? Why is this noisy? Because it will be influenced by anyone that makes a decision. So let's say, you're your mom or your friend who didn't research on a company and just decide to buy. That will lead the price to inch up slowly or inch up inch lower slowly. And this will influence the tick chart. And this is noise because it's not really significant enough to move the market, but it's just kind of fluctuating, these small fluctuations. So as you go up, it becomes less noisy. And when you're looking at trend, the higher you go, the better the trend is. In fact, I was struggling with this concept for many years because if you know my background, I started out as a day trader. So that I would actually hang out at 1 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour chart, try to make money, try to make this work. But it is very noisy, very time consuming. So if you are hanging out in this area and you're spending a lot of time, you're frustrated, and you're not making money, then I would suggest you to go up here, monthly and weekly charts. Now you might be thinking, well, Eric, there aren't that many opportunities in the monthly and weekly charts, which I totally agree. At first, I didn't want to go to the monthly and weekly chart because I was like, this is really long term, that's not for me. I'm young and I have time, I can spend the time to master this and make money here. But what I realize is, investing is not about quantity. Like just because I place 100 trades here versus I place 2 trades a year, I usually place 10 trades a day back when I was doing day trading. So 100 trades is just 10 days. Versus placing 2 trades a year, I'm not getting a lot of action on the weekly and monthly chart. And guess what? That is fine. Why? Because these opportunities are better. The chance of me succeeding here, it's higher. In fact, when I invest anything above weekly, this is the one I use, weekly. My confidence level is 80 to 90+%. that means I'm 80 to 90% sure that I'm right. When in fact here, I can only be 40 to 60% sure. So just by doing more trades at a lower confidence level, it just means more grinding. But when in fact, you want your money to work for you and you want to invest in a few good opportunities that has a high probability of success. And there's less candle, less information to process. The signal here are more reliable, because here you get signals all the time. Like, let's say you're looking for a certain candlestick pattern, like a pin bar. You get these all the time down here. In fact, they print so many candles and so many pin bars, you actually need 2 to 3 additional filters to make sure you're only selecting the best ones. And here, you print so few, and it's very hard to manipulate the weekly chart. In fact, not any mutual fund, a lot of the larger funds, when they decide to make a transaction, they will influence the lower time frame charts like 1 minute, 15 minutes, 1 hour. So by going on a weekly chart, and if you're investing in a big company, only really big investors like Warren Buffett or like a group of mutual funds can influence the chart. So it's a lot harder to manipulate. And this means your signals are going to be more reliable. Because if someone can manipulate the chart, then they can make the chart to look like whatever they want, so then they can draw investors in or draw day traders in, thinking that it is a good opportunity when there isn't any background or to support it. And plus, when you're looking at things like companies' fundamental only impacts the long term, which is here. It doesn't work in the lower time frame charts. Again, a lot of people think technical analysis applies to the lower time frame chart. I'm probably blocking it now. Technical analysis, but it applies better and more reliable on a higher time frame chart than the lower time frame. Again, if you're looking at just these two indicators, it applies a lot better on the higher time frame, and your chance of succeeding will be a lot higher. And that's why I only use weekly charts. And by using only weekly charts, I only spend 5 to 10 minutes a day investing. That's it. I quickly scan through all the weekly charts for the day, because obviously there's only one candle a week. And then I only dig further if I see something interesting. So this allows you to save the most time and while getting the best opportunities, which is the highest probability trade, and gives you the largest profits. And I actually have a very low transaction cost because I only trade twice a year versus 100 times a year. And the broker, I use TD, doesn't matter as much to me because I only trade twice a year. And that's it. So what time frame do you use? Leave a comment below, give me a like or subscribe, and ask me your most burning question below. I'll try to answer it as soon as possible. Thank you.